Okay, all right. So I am DJ Hood the Honcho. I'm originally from LA. I actually was raised in the Austin area, more specifically, a little bit outside of that, 7 miles east of Austin, in a small town called Manor, as you know. And so from there, I did many different things. I was blessed to receive a scholarship to go play football. And so I did that for a while and just trying to figure out what it is I wanted to do. So I kind of had my hands in a little bit of everything. But one thing that was always consistent was me being a musician. So grew up playing music and playing different instruments in the church and in band and stuff like that. And no matter what I did, music was always a part of that journey. And so about 3 years ago, during the pandemic, when it really started to sit in and people couldn't really move around or do anything, I decided to, kind of bet on myself and take a chance. And I went out and bought some DJ equipment. So I bought turntables, laptop, all that stuff. And I got to it and just started, mixing and doing all this stuff. And actually got a segue because I was given the opportunity when I was about 15 or 16 years old. I was in high school, and one of our security guards was a well-known DJ. His name was Mr. Isaac, and he didn't like having to do security and having to DJ those pep rallies that we have. So when I took an interest in it, he showed me kind of like the basics. He taught me like what BPMs are and like how to, keep the music going and how to go from one song to another. And so, like I said, when the pandemic came, I didn't really have anything to do. So I was like, let me just try to get back into doing that. And so, like I said, that's when I went out and bought my stuff and I just got to practicing. And yeah, that's really kind of how I got into, I guess, what I'm doing now. So DJing, yeah.
That's really good. It's cool how like the pandemic brought it back to you because you said
Yeah,
you're always involved in music. So do you think if the pandemic didn't happen, you probably wouldn't have really dived into it?
100%. If the pandemic would not have happened, to be honest with you, right before the pandemic, I decided to go back to school and I became an EMT. And I was going to go into the medical field, or really just more into first responding. I was actually going to try to go and become a firefighter. But then I had to find out I was going to have to shave my beard. Really wasn't a fan of that. So I was like, yeah, I got to figure something else out. So that's, when the pandemic set in, I couldn't really do anything else. I said, let's try this music thing out and let's see what happens. And betting on myself, really what it came down to, I will not forget this. Steve Harvey, as you know, is a very motivational guy. I remember watching a video from him where he was talking about just taking that leap of faith and just jumping and getting out there and doing, what it is that you want to do. And after watching that video, I was like, I believe I was meant to see that at that time. And I decided to do it. And like I said, I just went out and bought the stuff and um, it's been rocking. And I will say for anyone that wants to get into DJing, know why you want to do it before you get into it because there's so many ups and downs in this game that if you don't know why you really want to do it, you will fold.
Mhm,
Just being honest,
mhm,
because not everyone's gonna like your stuff. Not
mhm,
everyone's gonna like the music you play. Not everyone's gonna like your swagger, how you talk. But
mhm,
you have to always remember why you're doing it.
mhm,
And if you do that and continue to be consistent with it and keep pushing, good things will come out of it. One of the hardest things for me growing up, or not growing up, but getting into this game, I'll say is I grew up a church boy, listening to a lot of gospel music, a lot of old school music. I grew up around a lot of older people. So
mhm,
I was more in touch with R&B and B and old school stuff versus like the new hip hop and, kind of contemporary music we have now. And if I was to DJ a gig for like the 30 plus crowd, I'd kill it,
mhm,
hands down. When it came to DJ for people my age range, it wasn't there.
mhm,
And that's really where like the club market is and how you're able to, kind of get into like, the club circuit and how you start to make the money and stuff is doing hip hop and doing EDM and house and, stuff like that. And I just wasn't in tune with it. So, like I said, if you're not steadfast in remembering why you started, stuff like that will make you fold. But,
mhm,
pressure builds diamonds.
mhm,
So I got put under the pressure and I just had to say, all right, if this is what I want to do, I got to figure it out. So I started listening to hip hop, EDM, country, rock, and I do it all now.
That's actually really good that like you evaluated like your not saying it's a drawback or anything, but like you were able to evaluate what it is that you needed to work on and
Yes.
to open up everything. I think it's cool. Like I'm sure there's still opportunities to DJ in a gospel aspect, like weddings, perhaps,
Yeah.
things like that. But
Mhm.
if you want to expand your market, it's good that you open your like mind to other genres.
Oh yeah, of course. And the more versatile you are, I mean, the more opportunity you're gonna have. And I mean, I've DJ'd for church picnics. I've DJ'd for multiple church events. I also do like radio stuff now, and just being versatile and having that background allows me to do a Sunday gospel mix for a radio station or something like that. So just try not to limit yourself. And I'll say the more stuff you know how to do, the more of an asset you are to any club owner. So like I know how to do marketing work. I know how to make flyers. I know how to, I mean, believe it or not, I actually was really big into security work for a long time. So I can run the door, I can read IDs, I can even bartend. I know how to bar back. I can do just about anything. And on top of that, you throw in I am a medical professional. I am an EMT. So, crazy if something happens in the club, I can come from behind the turntables and like, help and just do more than just that. So that's why I get paid a lot
Yeah.
more than other DJs as well because of the asset that I have. And
Yeah.
so if you're going to have me for this 4 hour time slot, that's cool. I'm a DJ, but if something else happens, it's also kind of an insurance policy thing. So, you kind of want to keep a guy like me around. So, like I say, to make yourself marketable, learn as much as you can. Even if it ain't got nothing to do with music or what you're trying to do, just learn it because it may be an asset one day.
That is so like I never that is actually very smart, especially because you said security to health. Because if you
Yeah,
think about it, like what if that's God planning you to run your own club one day?
exactly.
And then
Yeah,
every part of what people are doing, they can't play you because you're like,
exactly.
I did what you had to do.
I've literally done it. Like, I've literally done it. Believe it or not, I've done security for Magic Johnson. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? Like, I mean, so like if there would never be an instance where, for example, I hope that I become the type of DJ where I'm on the road with the biggest celebrities. And
Yeah.
if that does happen and I feel like, our security team is bullshit and I can tell them like, yo, this ain't right. And I know it's not because I've done this, and this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's yeah, make yourself marketable by just learning as much as you can. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Even with yourself. Like you
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So like you know what I'm saying? So it's like you get in the bag from everywhere, and
I
we love
am.
to see it. We love
Yeah.
to see it for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so helpful when they find it because I'll do something in one field and they think I'm just like a novice in just that. And it's all like,
yeah,
girl, I've been
yeah.
doing certain things for years. Like, even if you
Real
think
talk.
you did this, there's part of what we're doing where I'm doing that every day. So, like,
Exactly.
with my the last New York fashion show I had, like, we wanted to make sure our designer was able to record the back at the same time as like just having free time. And it was like, you shouldn't worry about
Yeah,
those things. Like, it was like
exactly.
my operations mind and being a personal assistant like just kicked in. Like, stop
Yeah.
worrying about everything for 1 minute and just enjoy yourself. So it's cool
Yeah.
that you'll have that aspect because even if you're on a team DJing all over the place, if one person is like saying I'm sick today or something, you can have that two mind of, okay, I can somewhat cover for you and focus
Oh
on this
yeah.
as well. So
100%.
and it's not
Oh
even just
yeah.
marketing, it's just like natural life too, because one day if you have a new friend that might want to get into one of the things you're naturally good at, you can just give them guidance. And
Yeah.
much knowledge as you have is just beneficial in life, period. And people want to put down jack of all trades, but jack of all trades are exactly what we need.
Yeah, yeah, seriously, and I'm very grateful just for the God given ability to do a lot of the things I do. So I can't take credit for it all. And there's been a lot of people in my corner that have taught me a lot of great things. But what I will say is just always be a student of the game. Just always be willing to learn and always be willing to receive knowledge, and that will take you far. That'll take you really far. And those connections, like different things like that. It's not like to become successful. and I wouldn't even just say I'm the most successful guy, but I put myself in a position to where I know that if I walk into any room, that I don't have enough pride to shake everyone's hand, introduce myself, and say, "Hey, what can you teach me, or what can you bring? What can I bring to the table to help you?" Or you know what I'm saying? Like it's always give and take in any relationship, and I feel like that's what a lot of people don't understand. In any relationship or in any environment, in long in, in any environment, for things to thrive or for things to really hand out the way they're supposed to, everything is give and take, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like in any relationship, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It doesn't matter if it's platonic, uh, romantic, anything like that. It's always give and take. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Think about like with life and the trees and stuff. The trees give off what? Oxygen. We take the oxygen, we give off what? CO2. It's always given, you know what I'm saying? So it's always give and take.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Just like basic biology. And so it's like we just, whenever you just stick to the basics, that's what gets things grooving. And so
yeah,
it's good that you're like, you establish yourself into the DJ. And it's funny that you said the reason why you got into it is because you didn't want to shave your beard, because that just shows like sort of like you naturally knew that you wanted to just be yourself. And
yeah,
like I
yeah.
think that's a huge thing for artists right now, is like they just want to be themselves. And so that was probably a sign that, looking back at it, like I need to be in a field where I have more like control of who I
Of course, yeah, and I do what I want to do at this point. You know what I mean? Like
am.
I can I've passed up on some gigs. You know what I'm saying? And that 2 3 years ago I wouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, everyone I feel like in whatever industry you're in, you have to pay dues. Now I'm not a model. I don't do that. But I'm almost positive you may have done a few photo shoots for free
Mhm.
or anything like that. I couldn't tell you how many gigs I've done for free just to get my name out there, just for people to hear me. So
Mhm.
don't ever feel bad, about doing that.
Mhm.
Do what you got to do to get your name out there. And once your name get out there, you're gonna get it back in the back end. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that.
And
Like
it's for
kind
me
of.
personally, like I've I modeled since, like high school, and before I even had an Instagram or anything like that. So
Mhm.
was doing it for fun, like,
Yeah,
and it's still to me for fun. So I will do stuff for free, because at the end of the day, I
yeah,
do it because like it's just to me like a form of an expression, sort of like journaling or anything like that. And then
yeah,
money just came with it. And
yeah,
so it never even was my first. That's why I'm still like in marketing and doing these other things. And then I was just like, I should push myself to like dive into it deeper. And that's when I started like saying maybe I should start trying to do a runway or something. So it's
yeah,
like I definitely went backwards, and sort of it was just natural passion projects, collaborating with people locally that just wanted to like learn how to shoot. And I wanted to just, I always had a camera since I was a little girl, so I was just always on it taking photos. So I think it's
yeah.
also that aspect of, if you're having fun, just do it.
Yeah. So listen, I have got to segue real quick because
Yeah.
what you just said, I don't know how much people, you're following know about you, but I'm gonna take it back. I don't even know if you remember this. I don't know if you remember, but in middle school, when I went to Elgin, you were my neighbor,
Oh,
and you'd ride the bus. There's always the very small, quiet girl in the back with the headphones in, had your hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Like that was you, like for real. And like just to see where you are now, yo, it warms my heart because like you stepped out of your shell. You know what I'm saying? Like you were literally in New York Fashion Week, yo. Like that is like crazy. Like you went from literally being the girl at the back of the bus with the headphones in, didn't want to talk to nobody, wasn't making eye contact with nobody, like none of that, to like on the runway, like for real. Like that's really, really dope. So like I said that to say like continue to use your platform. Like people are watching. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like you inspired me to step out there. Like I was the quiet kid, you know what I'm saying? They used to call me Shy Guy when I lived in Elgin. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't talk to anybody. And like you know what I'm saying? Doing the things I do now. Like, so when I tell some people I'm a DJ, they're like, seriously? Like, you talking on the mic and doing like, yeah, like, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's cool. Just continue to do what you do, you know what I'm saying? Because you're inspiring the next generation, especially where we come from, you know what I'm saying? Like them little small towns, all they have to hang on to is like the people that came before them in them small
Yeah,
towns. And they can look up and see what they're doing, Facebook and all the social media. Like that's literally all they can see
yeah.
because a
There's
lot of
not.
them don't get a chance to travel and,
Yeah,
get outside of that. So
I know. And like, I was just on phone with Jordan, and he brought up Elgin too, and I was just
uh,
like, I don't think people realize like how good this is that we're doing things, because you can get
yeah,
in any small town or small place or without much options, like it's so hard to like find something and be
yeah,
successful at it. And it's cool to actually talk to people that have known me for years, because if I tell people like, oh, I couldn't even look at people, they don't believe me. They're
yeah.
like, you're
No,
lying.
like seriously. No, seriously, like I will be the first to tell them she is not lying. She's not lying. She was my neighbor, and I didn't
Yeah,
talk to her the
yeah,
entire time. I
yeah,
not lying. I think the first time I talked to you, I was in high school,
yeah,
about to be a senior at Maynard at during track. Like I
yeah.
think, like in the track meet, I was like, "Yo, you okay? Yeah, and you
I
hey,"
was
and
good
then
at
kept
that.
it pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, kept it pushing. Like
And so it's
yeah,
funny, like now people will expect me to, like, I can be extroverted now, but I had to train myself to like literally talk to people. So I did a pageant in at UT, and like I would cry if they brought another person in the room to watch me practice. Like they
yeah,
could all vouch for that. And so
yeah,
to like be more public with anything is like a huge thing, but I already know it's gonna be huge.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like
And that
it,
was a Miss Black and Gold pageant, right?
yeah, that one, of course, you know, I had to
Shout
go.
out to the bros.
I
You know what I
had to go,
mean?
you know,
Yeah,
I had to go with the
yeah, yeah,
those are my they're
yeah,
great people, dude. You already know how to go there.
yeah.
And
I mean,
so
that's why I plays there. That's why I'm an alpha. You know what
yes,
I'm saying?
of
So
course. It's so it
yeah,
was just like they people like you were a reason why I was able to like open up. They got
yeah,
me to just be like, show yourself. You're so artistic, you're so creative. The world needs to see this. And so,
100%.
like you said, I think it is good to like show the next generation, or even people our age, older, it doesn't matter. Like you can do whatever you want. And it
Yeah,
doesn't necessarily have to be your day job either. Like just do it on the side.
do it. Like, look, do it until it becomes the main thing.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
do it. Yeah, and one of the things I live by is that I'm not a celebrity yet,
Hmm.
but I do move like one. So whenever I do become a celebrity, it's not new to nobody. You know,
Mm.
that's why I have multiple phone numbers. You know what I'm saying? A lot
Oh
of
yeah.
times,
I
yeah,
learned my lesson when it came to like giving my number out. And just now, just because it's like I like to keep boundaries with work and personal. And like, I think
yeah,
it's good to do that. I think it's good to, celebrity or not, like just to be a professional. Like, you can love someone as a friend or something, but they might not, or you grew up with people and they have this mindset of who you were 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And it's like,
right,
we got to keep
yeah.
boundaries up, please.
100%, like 100%. Like I've had people, you know, I mean, after a gig, you look, all right, I'm a DJ.
Mhm.
I dress a certain way. I do my thing. Rico Suave. Whatever. And I've had certain people come up to the DJ booth, man, you're killing it. I want to hire you for an event. Cool, here's my number, whatever, whatever. And I get 150 plus calls. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like just crazy stuff. So like, you know, protect yourself, protect your image, and just move in a certain way because like once you start stepping out there and your art starts to catch on, people are gonna do whatever they can to like I'm not gonna say disrupt the motion you have going on, but to become a part of the motion.
Yeah,
And you can't do that with everybody. You can't
yeah,
do it with everybody. So
definitely not. And it's like, you there's people that will try to come back into my life that like when I wasn't in my best place mentally or just anything, want to work together again. And it's just like we didn't even hang out. Like why
Yeah,
would we? And I'm not saying like we can't work just as business, but it's all like, why should we hang out? Why should we, if you didn't,
exactly.
it's just creating those boundaries with people, and it's just retraining people how you want to be treated as a human and as a
Mhm.
person, and that like everyone is valid as a human being, no matter what phase of life they're at, no matter what they do or want to do. Like you can be someone on the street not doing anything, you should treat them with
Exactly.
respect. And so to me,
Exactly.
it's just like, if you weren't like that to me when I was just like not doing anything, why now, so it's
Exactly.
always good to have that in mind, is that, like you said, like not everyone can go. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter how far you're going or doing something small, like just know who is for you and who isn't for you,
yeah.
and just recognize the patterns of people and how they act.
100%. 100%. You use discernment in everything that you do, especially in this industry, because people will try to rope you into doing some crazy stuff. And I mean, and we all hear about it. We all, listen, there's so much stuff out there on the internet. If you get into this industry, you've heard some stories. All right. I don't care who you are. You've heard some stuff. So use discernment with anything that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always say a prayer that I don't want God to open any doors that I'm not ready to walk through. So um, I know that I'm not as big as I want to be because I'm not ready for it yet.
Yeah,
So I have to continue to work on myself and try to be a better human. So that way, whenever those doors do open, I am prepared for it. Like, and honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. And I don't know if other people can be completely honest with themselves, but for me personally, I feel like the reason why I'm not where I need to be just yet is because I'm not as good as I need to be with money. I
hmm
need to become so much better with my money. And I
hmm
feel like once I do that, I feel like I will start getting them $20,000, $50,000 gigs. You know what I'm saying? It's not unheard of. Like DJs do get paid that much to tour and to do certain things.
yeah.
I just feel like I haven't gotten there yet because I'm so bad with my money. And I feel like guys like I'm not gonna give you that just so you can go screw it off. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta kind of be real with yourself with some of this stuff too. You know what I'm saying? And like prepare yourself to walk through those doors.
Yeah. And I love that you're saying that, because I had this conversation with a different artist, EJ Mallard, and who was just saying like, having that balance, like taking step by step and having that business mindset is what is you need to maintain that. So it's good that you're
Yeah,
business minded and just realistic. He was saying that, like, be realistic where you are. Some people think they just should be the biggest thing or whatever. It's just like, that's, come on now. People have been doing
yeah.
this for 10, 20 years. Like, be
Real
real
talk.
stuff, like,
Real talk. Like it's very one in a million, like how some of these people make it in the industry. And like, yes, it's not unheard of that some people can make it overnight, but the majority of people, it don't work out that way.
yeah,
So like the way a lot of these kids be thinking, like, oh man, I'm supposed to be. No, you're not. Like that is a once in a lifetime chance that like dude, like the Island Boys or whatever they go
yeah.
by, like that's a one in a
Yeah.
million chance. Like that's not no, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
And it's like, look at where
I
they're at now. They're back down because they didn't know how to handle it. You know what I mean?
man,
It's like, do
real
you
talk.
really want to go so high up without the knowledge to being there so you can be taken
Exactly.
advantage of? I think taking things step by step and being at the pace you're at prepares you for longevity. And so,
100%.
yeah, I agree.
Man,
It's
you,
just,
you know who you need to talk to? Speaking of longevity, somebody I talked to recently, mutual friend of ours, one of the best that I've ever personally been able to say I've seen live, my boy Herman.
okay.
Herman has, he's done vocals on Beyonce's Renaissance album.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Herman sings with Sunday Service.
Oh, nice.
He's sang at the Grammys, his last Grammys.
Beautiful.
Elgin native,
Okay,
you know what I
that's
mean?
popping. That's why I keep telling people, like, people will talk about us being country and we didn't have to
Man,
deal with being in the city. It's like that gave us, it gave us something.
something to work with. It's something to work with and something to be proud of, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even just look. I went to Elgin, the end of my eighth grade year and freshman year, and that was it. And I
Yeah,
was
I was
back in.
Mainer, Elgin, military
Yes,
kid, so I was all over the place.
yeah. So yeah, I mean that's how a lot of Austin kids are. It's so how Austin is. You move
Yeah,
around and a bunch of
yeah,
stuff. But at my time there, I met some dope individuals. You being one of them, and so like I say, somebody that I feel like would be dope for this platform. That would be dope to
definitely,
talk to.
definitely
Yeah.
reach. I definitely got to get his
Yeah.
email and see if he's on board because next week I want to just do more back to back. I want to just keep this up at least one day out of the week,
Of
just
course.
do interviews. And I think it's good collective because it builds a community and then other artists can see who I talk to and they can go follow them and connect with them.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like the best thing to do is community when it comes to art because then you're
100%.
going to find mutuals that are doing the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, of course. And listen, I'm gonna give him a call and I'll talk to him. That's somebody
I,
I talk to. Um, there's a couple other people, locally that I can reach out to, Justin, J. Tony,
oh, I'm
Chris
interviewing
Verdes.
him in a few hours.
Yeah. Okay, my
That's
boy
my
Jay.
boy. We grew up
Yeah,
together.
Justin. That's my dog. That's my dog. Yeah.
Yeah, we grew up together,
Yeah,
Maynard.
yeah, yeah.
So
Oh man, yeah, my boy Fialo. Yeah, so okay,
yeah,
so
and
yeah,
actually one of the first songs he recorded was here in my parents' house with
that's dope.
brother. Yeah, my brother is very talented music.
Oh yeah, I know
Like,
Chris.
yeah,
Yeah,
so they came in together and I just remember talking to Justin at my UT apartment, like, why don't you just go for it? And he
yeah.
did, and he's so good.
Bro, so Rico Suave, man, that shit.
Yeah.
That kills me, Like oh, man, like
He's
yeah, that's my
smooth.
dog, man.
Like
That's
whenever
my
I
dog. Yeah,
travel, like when I'm in New York, I'll look back and look at Austin people, and I'm like, I don't think people realize how unique we are. Like we have
hmm
such a unique sound and look, and like it
yeah,
just needs to be put out there. And that's why I'm doing this because it just needs to be put out there. A lot of people
yeah.
need to be seen more.
And I love New York. I'm not gonna lie. New
Yeah.
York is a vibe. Listen, I don't know if you guys chance to go check out that bar, Magic Hour. But one day I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there because I got faith. We gonna be big and we gonna meet in New York and I'm gonna say pull up to Magic Hour, drink something. You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
we
Your
can
team,
throw
come
our
meet my
own
team.
event. We can throw our own event out there. I'm
Let's do it.
totally down. Get a whole
Let's
bunch of
do it.
people on board from Awesome Man, throw an event out there. I know how to coordinate
Yeah.
and operate, so pretty good at
Say
that.
less. Hey, you let me know. I got the
Yeah,
tables, I got the stuff, you know what I'm saying? We pull
yeah.
up, have a good time. So